to College Conversations. I'm Dr. Fedor, and I help you navigate college. Please remember to hit subscribe, like, and share this video with other students who might also find it helpful. Today, I have with me Maureen Mackenzie-Ruppel, executive coach and college professor, here to talk about her book, The Power of Intention, Public Speaking as Art. Thank you for joining me, Maureen.
Oh, thank you so much, Janice. I so value what you bring to aspiring professionals, especially during those college years. Thank you.
You're welcome. So my first question is, what inspired you to write this book?
That's a great question. So when I was coming up through the corporate world back in the 1980s, before there was even network computer, I'd worked for one of the largest insurance companies in the United States, and we had a vice president who cared greatly about the operations supervisors being able to speak publicly. And every Monday morning, we'd gather in what we call the Westchester Room. We'd have these slides that we'd have to share, and it was painful. The operations supervisors were terrified to report even the most simplest of their results, whether it's overtime or outcomes or carryover. And because we knew that if our result caught the eye of the vice president, it was terrifying that those questions were going to go on to that supervisor to explain.
In real time.
Absolutely. And so one of the things that he did for us is he developed this presentation skill development program where every 6 months, every operations supervisor had to present publicly in front of a room of 100 managers. And it also was terrifying. So that concept of forcing these young leaders to speak created for our organization very powerful mid-level leaders. And then when they even became divisional leaders and above, their skills were well developed. So living through those days, I knew that a book that I'm creating that has the topics that really dig deep into the zen of public speaking, which brings calmness around one of the most terrifying activities for many, was my inspiration and my hope to present to speakers at all levels in their career, but also for college students.
It sounds like that was a very strategic development move for that corporation, because then at the next level, everybody's a great speaker. So what topics will you be focusing on?
So as the book is developing, it's really for all those who wish to understand the art of public speaking. And the concept of Zen, which surrounds the topic, it brings that peace and enlightenment, because calm and attentiveness toward the desired outcome of whatever the topic is so powerful. So the topics will include, which is very important, is fear. Fear. Many people have talked about the requirement to stand in front of a group of even friends or peers or students in a classroom can be very frightening, and what physically happens to the body. So find that ability to weaken that fear by understanding who your audience is, understand the knowledge that the audience brings into the room. Are you talking to experts? Are you talking to novice? Also, what's the relationship between you and the audience? So for example, if you're working as the economic development leader of a small village, and you're about to present a presentation that half of the village is against, you have to know what the relationship is of your topic to your audience. Also, the idea of, is there a lot of diversity in the audience, or there is a lot of sameness? So do you have to do pre-work in order to get your audience up to that level so that we're all on the same playing field? And so understanding these ingredients is the essential flow of the book, so that everyone is able to do the steps moving forward. There's worksheets within the book that allow a even novice speaker to explore who the audience is, what is the topic, how much time do I have, what is my desired outcome, what is the desired outcome for the audience that's attending the talk. And all of these pieces will be developed and brought together within the book.
That is so important because many people have a fear of public speaking. I think it might be number one or number two on people's list of
Yeah,
fears, and that there's actually something that you can do about that. Like you said, knowing your audience and knowing where, what your desired outcome is, and there's steps that you can take to alleviate your fear and then hopefully improve your public speaking.
absolutely. And what you find is it's a muscle that does get stronger. And the individuals who fight through that fear, they
Yeah,
learn certain, I'll say, styles or gimmicks even
right.
to overcome that fear, how they look at the audience, how they put their body language in a place that gives comfort to the audience. As time goes on, they'll have to have less preparation time in order to be able to present a beautiful presentation.
And public speaking is also related to going on a job interview or anywhere that you're required to present your ideas in an
Yes.
effective and compelling way.
Absolutely. And that's a good point of understanding the audience. If you have someone who's looking to hire you, you have to think, what is it that is the desired outcome for that individual? And as you prepare your comments, you always want to appear authentic, and you want to ensure that when you do present those ideas, that it matches the need of that person who's here to listen to you.
Great advice, Maureen. Thank you so much. How does your work link to the needs of college students today?
Well, today, college students are really expected to hit the ground running when they join their new organizations in those first powerful jobs. Organizations are much flatter than they were years ago.
Agree.
So the opportunity for young, right out of college individuals is much greater. Their ability to speak, to share their ideas, to be persuasive, to be clear, it makes a big difference in the opportunity of that brand new junior leader to be coming up the ranks. And many college students, especially in the world of business, usually do 1 to 2 internships before graduating.
Right.
And those little mini relationships allow organizations to take a free look-see. So before graduating, college students might be put in a circumstance where they have to speak and they're being evaluated by perhaps the hiring leaders in the organization. So strengthening that ability to share a thought clearly without non-words in a persuasive and a good cadence is more important than it ever was before.
And just to clarify, we're talking about public speaking in person, right? Not on the Zoom or virtually.
Well, it's interesting because many presentations, conferences are
Right.
also being done virtually. And so that ability to, where you're not standing up and you have all this, connection to an audience,
Yeah.
how do you get that skill to show up in a Zoom meeting? And many times we are in Zoom meetings, and the way the person fills out the frame, their ability to pull in the audience may be more challenging. So the skills that I'm hoping to transfer to my audience is both for in-person, stand-up, around the table, as well as virtually.
Are the skills that you focus on transferable beyond public speaking?
Oh, absolutely. Many times just in small group settings, understanding what the desired outcome might
Right.
be for your audience or your boss or your colleague. Understand how much time you might have to express that message, to know what the others in the room might be thinking so that you
Reading the
don't
room. Yeah.
right, step on any toes or kill
Mhm.
any sacred cows and put the audience in a bit of an awkward place. So the learning that I focus on, the topics I cover, are meant to be transferable in communications in any fashion. And even a good speaker can write more clearly because they're able to narrow down without all the wordiness of what it is he or she is trying to express.
And that is a skill that is completely transferable.
Yes.
So lastly, what advice do you have for college students related to your area of expertise?
So my advice to college students is to take every opportunity to speak. The topics that I discuss, which includes the audience, who are they? What do they desire? Are they there because they need to be or because they want to be? Understanding what knowledge you might have and making clear that are you at a surface level or do you have in-depth knowledge? College students need to know, don't go too far down a topic for which you may not be able to finish the discussion. College students, as advice, is the more chances they have to sit in front of others and express their thoughts, that skill, that mental muscle will get stronger and stronger with each passing opportunity.
So that's great advice, Maureen. Thank you for sharing all the topics with me. How can the students watching this video learn more?
So any student, anyone watching this video is welcome to reach out to me. And I know you'll be sharing my email address.
Yes,
As
absolutely.
a leadership coach, I provide complimentary coaching sessions for anybody who wishes to explore more. And coaching by its nature is really that partnership that allows the individual and the coach to have thought-provoking and creative ways to maximize the individual's personal and professional potential. So that would be, I welcome anyone who wishes to reach out to me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maureen. And again, the power of intention, public speaking as art. So thank you for joining me. Please subscribe, College Conversations with Dr. Fedor, and remember to keep learning.